Hi, today I want to talk to you about how to deal with gossip mongers. You know, very often when people talk about you, they don't even realize that they are sharing stuff about you in a gossiping way. And what they're doing is that they're talking about their opinions about you. And you need to embrace every opinion that others have about you, whether it's good or bad. Because publicity is publicity, whether you like it or not, whether it's good or bad, whether it's negative or it's positive. Think about the publicity you're getting from your gossip mongers this way. The lips of your enemy is your billboard to fame. Whenever people talk about you, they're talking about you and mentioning your name in circles where probably your name would have never been mentioned before. And oftentimes people share things with others, not realizing that they are gossiping about you in a negative way. You gotta give people the benefit of the doubt when they talk negative about you, because people are entitled to their opinions. But the opinions of others does not determine who you are. The opinions of others does not determine how your day is going to turn out. You determine how your day is going to turn out. So when people talk about you, just think about they just shared some stuff about you that they didn't realize that it is affecting you negatively. And when people share about you, just don't take it personally, because the more personal you take it, the more negative you are going to become. And when you become negative, you are going to give off a negative energy that's going to affect other people in the room where you are at the moment. So when people talk about you, embrace their negativity as the lips of your enemy is your billboard to fame. Let them go ahead and say what they want to say. Your attitude determines the outcome of your day. If your attitude towards your gossip mongers is going to be one of anger, one of hatred, then you know better than those who gossip about you. You got to embrace the negative people in your life as the ones that is making your name great. Because you have to become the kind of person who know how to deal with every situation and every circumstance in a positive way. Because the positive energy that surrounds your words, that surrounds your attitude, is what people need when you walk into the room. Nobody wants somebody to walk into the room and then become negative with how life is treating them. Remember, it's not about how life treats you. It's about how you treat life. It's about how you treat other people. And when people embrace you as somebody that has a positive outlook in life, has a positive attitude even towards your enemies, people want to know, how do you do it? How do you get through your day? Well, it's very simple. You get through your day by focusing on the positive and not on the negative. The negative is sometimes needed. Your Judas is sometimes needed. And when those people that betray you and let you down rise up against you and have a lot of negative things to say, remember, you got to embrace it with a positive attitude, realizing that the lips of your enemy is your billboard to fame. So that's one positive way of dealing with the gossip mongers in your life. Have a fabulous day. And remember to follow the Excellence Coach on YouTube. Would you subscribe to our channel and pop us a note to find out how we can become the answers that you need to make your day much brighter than it is right now. Have a wonderful day. You've got to learn how to reveal the excellence of God. And so we find here that God is calling us out to